With sky-high inflation, does this day and age that feel like retirement is going to be impossible? Now, if you're one of my viewers who is in college, do you make decisions with the future in mind? Like, let's say, for example, you are thinking that most probably it's a long time away from retirement, around 40 years away. Now, if you're in your 30s, it will be 30 years away. You might be thinking you have a lot of time. Therefore, you would rather use that money to treat yourself now rather than saving for, let's say, retirement or putting into investment for the future. It's very easy to think that since retirement is so far away into the future, you don't have to save for money at all, which I beg to differ. Most people would rather decide to treat themselves now rather than save up and make investments that will be beneficial to their future. Now, listen to the stat. This begs the difference that less than 50% of American population doesn't have a retirement account by the age of 50. If you, by the age of 50, you're almost the end of your working days. You have about, let's say, about a decade left, maybe at most 15 years. If you look at France, for example, France has the working age up to 62, and a lot of people like to retire. It's a really chill and laid back culture. And when they try to raise the working age to like 63, 64, the people revolted. Now think about it. Often people tend to stick to their current situation since it's easier to stay within their comfort zone and not attempt to make changes. This is also known as the status quo bias, and one of the main causes is because of lack of attention. Now you think about it. Have you ever had, like, in case you wanted to do something and you keep pushing it back and keep pushing it back? Once you keep pushing it back to the point that you get to the point as you pass 1 year, you pass 2 years, you pass 3 years, at the end you pass almost a decade. This is one of the major problems why people keep making excuses on why not to do it. So this is why I always emphasize in creating a budget plan, because it is really important to not overspend. Now, always have priorities on what you should do with your money rather than recklessly splurging on expensive meals and items. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is underestimating how long it takes for you to achieve your savings goal. It is the main reason why people delay for saving for their retirement. They do not take account to the current expenses and financial obligations, finding that it will take much longer than they initially believed to build their ideal retirement fund. This is combined with the fact that some people are not being honest with themselves about how much they are going to spend throughout their early years or even when they have retired. Now, most people will not think about that, but if you at least put some thought into it, according to the Journal of Accountants, 54% of the people underestimate how much they need to retire, resulting in an underfunded nest egg. Just keep in mind that America's target inflation rate of 2% a year will give you an idea how much you will need to save to live your ideal retirement. Now, the perfect example is you think about buying goods and services now, it's about $10. If you raise about 2% a year, eventually when time you retire, like meals gonna cost up to $30 or even more. Now you gotta ask yourself, how much do you save for your retirement? Well, that ultimately depends on your financial situation. There are some guidelines to help you through. Fidelity, for example, suggests aiming for you to save at least 1 times your salary by the age of 30, 3 times by the age of 40, 6 times by the age of 50, and 8 times by the age of 60, around 10 times by the age of 67. Now, the key is to be honest with yourself and look and review your financial situation. Now, reviewing your budget and savings at the end of every month to make sure you have an idea on how much you have saved. For example, if you open a 401k and a Roth IRA, it can help you with your contributions tax-free in some cases. Even when you make withdrawals in retirement, if you think you're going to end up spending more in the future, or you want to be more careful because you're afraid of, let's say, American medical expenses, that would happen in the future, then you should increase your savings rates more. Now, saving retirement is one of the most crucial financial steps to take. The earlier you take action, the better, as simple as it is. If you think this video is really helpful, drop a like down below and make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have another topic you want me to cover or something you don't understand, make sure to comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.